InfoWars has been hit with the biggest hack attack, DDoS attack, and other attacks of our history in the last 3 days. But not just the biggest attack in our history. Our top IT people tell us there's some of the biggest in internet history. And on the other side, we're going to break down why this is so critical and how it ties into the agenda to shut down the free press with the communist Chinese lurking in the background, captaining, quarterbacking the entire sinister operation. It's not just our Second Amendment that's under attack. It's not just the sovereignty of this republic, but our right to also be able to read the newspapers or visit the websites we wish to are also under absolute assault. Now, I've been telling you for years that it's the communist Chinese that have been basically consulted by the EU and by the United States and other globalist groups that control our nation to establish Chinese-style net censorship here in the United States. And it was in the mid-1990s that they launched their purge of free speech in China, imprisoning hundreds of thousands of people, executing many and selling their organs. It was their whole push that started as calling it fake news. That's why we have the Wall Street Journal, PC World, you name it, coming out and really hiding it in plain view, going, oh, look, the communist Chinese, they know how to deal with fake news. That means things the state-run media doesn't agree with. Here are some of the headlines. What happens when a country cracks down on fake news? Ask China. And then it goes into how we're supposed to crack down on fake news. Now, the Wall Street Journal is a little bit more honest. They go, China cracked down on fake news, but it also shut down people that criticize communism or who didn't toe the line. That's the whole cover. They don't care about websites that say Alec Baldwin dies every week, that the New York Times actually takes advertising from and got caught doing last week. They don't care about that. The mainstream media is the worst at putting out fake news themselves. They want to be left alone and be certified by the government as the only sites you can visit, while systems of filtration and outright taxation and censoring and licensing shut everything else down. That's why I've been screaming bloody murder since last year about Zuckerberg meeting at least 14 times with the head censor in China, learning how to do it and telling Merkel during a hot mic this year that don't worry, we're going to be censoring soon. Hillary had said right before the election that when she won, it would prove the alt-right was discredited and that she would work with the Republican establishment to shut it down. But their fake news system and their fake polls wasn't able to win, so now they're in panic mode. And the reason I raise all of this is because now, this week, starting Friday right through to today, we've had massive denial of service attacks and other systems, the biggest we've ever seen against Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.com, and also our shopping carts, InfoWarsStore.com. The bottom line is this. There is a massive sustained attack taking place against free speech all over the world. And the communist Chinese, of the grand champions of censorship, are the ones that are advising, the ones that are basically giving the analysis and the consulting systems they need to carry this out. And on top of that, our top experts, some of the biggest, most prestigious companies in the United States when it comes to IT, have said that this attack we've been under at InfoWars for the last 3 days is clearly institutional/governmental and appears to be the major attacks that have been exploited by the communist Chinese in the last few years. Notice that InfoWars has been leading the charge, exposing the fact that China's coming in, buying up Hollywood, that China's coming in, buying up many of our newspapers, that China is lecturing us in the news on how to, quote, shut down the fake news and the alt-right that's critical of China and that's also supportive of Donald Trump getting tough with China.
China has taken from us so much money, so many jobs. China has rebuilt itself with what they've taken out of the United States. Okay, they've rebuilt themselves. I call it the greatest theft in the history of the world.
These people are so arrogant that even MSM is calling for Donald Trump to be banned off of his Twitter. If the president can be banned from Twitter, anybody can be banned from Twitter. Now, to be clear, Infowars.com itself, InfoWarsStore.com itself have not been hacked. They're certified, they're safe, they're good to shop on, they're good to support. It's that the systems themselves are being jammed up with massive synthetic traffic to shut them down at a level that's got to be 10 times anything we've ever seen. And according to our companies that we work with that are some of the biggest in the nation, this is already one of the biggest DDoS attacks in the history of the internet. And why is this happening? Because InfoWars is the spearhead. We are the cutting edge. We are exposing the globalist plan. We understand their program. And that's why they're rallying forces around the world to bully the United States into killing Donald Trump's Americana vision that InfoWars is a powerful component of.
China needs us more than we need China. Just please remember that. Obama never figured that out. Because why? Because they're sucking our money out. We have rebuilt China.
So if you'd like to send a strong message to the communist Chinese, the globalists, the Michael Bloombergs of the world, then it's absolutely pivotal. It's absolutely critical that you support InfoWarsStore.com and also use our backup store, because it's the funds that we secure, the funds that we're able to make from your purchases, that funds this truly independent operation. And again, I want to thank you for your support. I want to thank you for your prayers. And I want to just encourage you to check out the amazing products we have available at InfoWarsStore.com. And because of this attack, we're going to extend sales that we're going to end tomorrow right through this week of free shipping store-wide and up to 50% off on many of the products. Again, these are true game-changing products that are amazing. Check them out for yourself. But whether it's a Hillary for prison, deport George Soros shirt, or whether it's non-GMO heirloom seeds, or shortwave radio, or solar panel system, or high-quality nutraceuticals, all of them are the highest quality, discounted, and absolutely for this operation, so it's a 360 win. You have taken InfoWars this far, and I'm asking you for the support into the future so that we can be the front line Paul Revere defense system of the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, you name it. Let's not let the Michael Moores of the world, who are openly supporting banning our guns and now our free speech, have their victory. Let's take action.
Because his presidency has to be opposed right now. His presidency started 2 days ago. That's the attitude people have to have. I mean, remember, the Republicans were ready to start the impeachment hearings on day one against Hillary Clinton.
Right.
All right? The other side needs to be ready to roll right now to do whatever needs to be done to stop his appointments to the Supreme Court.
Is that right, though, to do that?
Absolutely. You have to do it.
The globalists ought to know that Americans are very kind, loving people. But the sleeping giant, once roused, will not stop until its enemies have been vanquished. That's why it's more important than ever that all of us who make up the sleeping giant, the modern Paul Revere system of the 21st century, take action and let the globalists know we're never giving in, we're never giving up to their bullying. Every time they attack us, we're only going to intensify our efforts. Now, I just broke down how the communist Chinese are openly involved, advising Facebook, Google, you name it, on the new, quote, ban the fake news initiative that they launched 20 years ago in China that they're now launching here. But think about that. The communist Chinese aren't just buying up Hollywood. They're now coming in, lecturing us, and working with our controlled media on censoring the American people. This is outrageous. But it's so over the top, the average person can't even believe it's happening. Just like 2 weeks ago, we launched that whole initiative to get 100,000 signatures. We did get the 100,000 signatures. I'll take a little bit more. To mail them to President-elect Trump so he'll stand up against this move to restrict free speech in America that the Democrats and Republicans have launched over the Christmas holiday while most people are asleep. But just think about that. The communist Chinese aren't just bringing their system here, they're advising and quarterbacking it. But here it is, 100,000 signatures. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put this back up. This is about to be mailed to Donald Trump tomorrow at Trump Tower. I'm about to put it back up on Infowars.com/newsletter. That's our general newsletter. There's a link on there that I'm going to have them add as we speak, so you can sign the next wave of this petition. But we printed 100,000+ of them up. We're going to mail it to Trump Tower. Trump pays attention to this, and we'll have a reporter there to show it, and it'll end up being on the news, drawing attention to what's happening. That's what we do as modern Paul Reveres. But if you did get this in your inbox, and I mean, you did sign the petition, and so you did get it back to you in your inbox, where it breaks down on the cover sheet the petition you're signing about the web takeover, send it to your friends and family. Get them to sign the petition, because it also draws awareness when they read the petition they're signing. So again, it gets attention. The government knows that we're upset. It draws attention. It helps us organize. We get a list of people that are concerned about the First Amendment to communicate to you and send you alerts out as it unfolds. It's symbiotic. And we're changing the world, folks. They know InfoWars is ringing the alarm, cutting through the clutter, and actually affecting change. That's why we're under attack. So again, Go to Infowars.com/newsletter, sign up for the free speech newsletter, and you'll get the petition in your inbox or forward it to people you know to cause a snowball effect. That's how we have awakenings. That's how we counter this. It's so outrageous that that's its defense. That the communist Chinese are running this? Yes. What do you think they do with Google and Facebook and Twitter when they're overseas? They have to organize that with the Chinese in their own country. That's 4 times bigger than the U.S. population-wise. Understand? So this is really happening. They've already done this to 4 times more people than live in the U.S. The U.S. is easy for them, but they've got to mislabel it. That's how the stealth's happening. They've camouflaged the term. Again, get this video out to everybody. This is this makes the attack on net neutrality look like nothing. But again, they've got all the tech writers and people going along with it because establishment tech writers want to be part of the establishment. They want to shut down their competition. These writers aren't making any money anymore because there's too much competition. So there's a perfect storm of mainstream dinosaur media wanting to work with the governments of the world to shut everybody else down and your speech as well. I'm Alex Jones with Infowars.com. Infowars has more than 15 YouTube channels and about 3 million subscribers. Our main channel has 1.854 or 1,854,000 plus subscribers. Now, they've been gaming the system for a long time to shut down nationalistic or patriotic media, saying we're right-wingers, saying we're extremists. Well, it doesn't matter who we are. We have a right to free speech, don't we? As long as we don't violate the rules. Well, now Zuckerberg has come out and said he's going to restrict conservative news like Communist China does, calling it fake news. And Google, that owns YouTube, has announced, and they've done it now 2 weeks ago, that they're going to basically make you click the bell in your notifications. We're going to show you how to do that, or you won't get all the channels that you've subscribed to and you won't get the videos. Now, why are they doing this? It's more than just censoring. They want you to see the videos that they feed you below and beside the videos you're looking at that are corporately sponsored so they make more money. They're taking the you out of YouTube. So we're in this information war, and it's more important than ever that you promote the videos, that you like the videos, and that you send them on to others. Because the answer to the attempt to shut us down and restrict free speech that's openly now happening is for us to redouble our efforts. We're winning the culture war as true classical liberals that made this country great. We're restoring the Renaissance. So again, if you want to get our videos, so you can make your decision whether you want to see them or not. After all, that's why you subscribed. YouTube's had this since they started 12 years ago or whatever it was. And they're fundamentally changing it so you don't get it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is promoting fake news and trash news and establishment news. It's killing real independent news. But we the people, by taking action, can break the back of this system. So please, click on the bell so you get the notifications and so you get in your feed the videos and channels you've subscribed to. I'm Alex Jones for Infowars.com.